joined us last year, for those of you who were here. And we have a short video to play that will introduce you a little bit to her and her effort. So we will play that video now, and then we'll have a little conversation.
The last 30 years, I've been documenting indigenous people in more than 100 countries on 6 continents. My entire vocation.
Wrong video. Hey, John.
I don't know how many other people don't.
We stroll to the back.
Ta-da.
Okay, start over.
Let's start over. Start fresh.
Yeah.
This is Vivienne. Actually, Vivienne, do you want to read what you wrote, the note you just wrote? She just wrote this a few minutes ago. We thought it'd be really nice to read.
I've never seen a typewriter before, and I was just...
She had never seen a typewriter before.
Yeah, and I was just over in this place, and I wrote this. I just kind of wrote it and see what it would end up as. So, okay, I can read it. Yeah. So, okay. Okay. What's the point of life?
What's the
point of life?
You're gonna have to speak up a little loud if you can.
Okay.
What's the point of life?
You need to help, not just donate. Commit some time, and I actually found happiness helping. Really. Go help, and you'll be very glad you did.
So Vivienne has what she calls a giveness. She doesn't have a business. And can you tell me a little bit what a giveness is?
A business takes, a giveness gives. So, yeah. So, a giveness is something like, so we give people our lemonade, they give what's in their heart, and we give kids freedom.
Right. So she started a business selling lemonade to raise money to end human slavery. Mm-hmm. And we'll just see, is our video ready yet? Yes, sir. All right, let's run with it. Who knows what you're going to actually watch? But
The
we'll
last
see.
30 years, I've been documenting indigenous people in more than 100 countries on 6 continents. My entire vocation is based on observing, and yet I haven't seen it. If I don't know how many other people...
We strolled to the back of the gallery, and there was one photo in particular of these 2 boys who have these giant rocks strapped to their heads.
Oh, right video.
We showed Vivienne this photo, and she just looked at it in this really pure and beautiful way, and she said they should be playing.
And I want them to know that it's okay to have fun. It's okay, you can be a kid now. Everything is gonna be okay.
She said, I want to free 500 of these kids. And it was this gigantic, audacious goal, and we're thinking, okay, wow, talk to us about this.
I'll set up my lemonade stand, and they said, honey, that's a lot of lemonade.
And she wants you to make a stand with her for a very special cause.
Yeah, a little girl from the North Bay is fighting against child slavery.
She's making her mark on the world.
I'm Vivienne. I am 9. I have been making a stand for 322 days in a row.
People fall into slavery not because they're willing and not because they're stupid. It's because they've been lied to.
It exists everywhere. Every country is afflicted with slavery.
I thought, how could this be? Wasn't this already taken care of in the 1800s?
Even if you have some trepidation, all your choices are bad. And so you say, okay, and then your child is gone. With something as simple as a bar of chocolate or a cup of lemonade, you can reach halfway across the world and help a family out of poverty, help a kid stay in school, and help keep hope alive. What we do makes a difference. What we do with our lives makes a difference. That's a blessing, that what we do matters.
So last year, Vivienne had a booth as part of our conference, and my partner came up to me and she said, there's this amazing little girl. You have to get her on stage at the conference. She has this booth. She's selling lemonade. You have to bring her up. So you remember we brought you up on stage?
Yeah, about a year ago.
About a year ago, almost exactly a year ago. And she looked at me before we got on stage, and I think it was one of your first times to actually be on a big stage, huh?
Yeah.
Probably. She looked at me and she said, well, when I get up there, should I say what's in my mind or should I say what's in my heart? And I said, your mind. No, I said, say what's in your heart. And so since then, Vivienne, do you want to tell a little bit about what's been happening in the last year? You've had a pretty active year this last year.
Well, it's a lot to explain, but so basically, like a lot. So we didn't even have a product back
You didn't
then.
even have a product then. And someone somebody who worked at Twitter was in the audience, and she came up afterwards
Libby.
and said, how can I help you, Libby?
Libby. Mm-hmm.
And said, can we buy your lemonade for Twitter? Can we have everybody at our company
And I
buy
was
your
like,
lemonade?
Okay.
So now, do you know? So they started a product. So now they actually not only does she sell lemonade, but they have a whole series of lemonades. So that was pretty big.
Yeah. So a lot has happened, actually.
A lot has happened.
We have a bottled product now, 2 flavors of organic, non-GMO, fair trade certified lemonade. I always get that wrong. Thankfully, I got it right this time. So, yeah.
Right. And do you know how much money you've raised so far?
Over $1 million.
Over $1 million. And can you tell briefly how you ended up ringing the bell for Twitter going public at the stock exchange?
Sure. So Twitter called my dad, and they said, we are having an IPO, like
A thing.
a thing. And we'd like Vivienne to help us to ring the bell for us. And my dad was like, okay. Hold on just a second. And he comes in and says, Viv, you got to ring the bell for Twitter. And I'm like, wow. So we go to New York and we ring the bell.
And so what do you say to people who feel like they can't make a difference, or they feel like they're powerless or useless, or they can't change anything or do anything?
I say that if you feel like people who feel powerless, that you can do whatever you want, and you can do it like over and over and over. And so I say you can do it, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you're just one person, because one person is enough.
And how has it been getting all this attention? Is it a little stressful sometimes, or a little overwhelming
No,
sometimes?
I really like
you
sharing
just love
my
it?
story. I really do.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot, and I just tell my story, and it makes me feel so happy.
And so can you educate a little bit? Some people might not know so much about child slavery out in the audience. Is there anything you can tell people that just educates us a bit of what's happening?
Some of you might know this, and some of you might not, but there are 18 million kids in slavery, and 9 of them are 9 million are adults. So there's 27 million.
27 million total.
Slavery. Total. But
Yeah.
they're like the kids have more in slavery, and so sad.
Yeah. And why do you
Really,
think
really
this
sad.
issue touched you so deeply? Why do you think?
I have a little brother, and I just thought of him and me, and it just made me really want to help. Yeah.
And do you remember when you had that very first lemonade stand?
Yes, that was good times.
And so if I understand the story right, for a while you were selling lemonade for $1,
Yes.
and then you realized this is going to take a long time.
Million years.
So then you said, what if people just donate? Right?
Yeah, I said, pay what's in your heart, and then so like some people paid $1, and some people paid $100, and
Wow.
no one left without paying something, which I was like, wow, this is really gonna work. We're really going to end child slavery with this.
Yeah. And how do you see, do other kids connect with the issue? Or do you find that there's a lot of interest from other people? Because often a subject like that, we often just don't want to think about it because it's a little unpleasant, to think about it.
Well, there's dark sides of it, and there's light sides of it, and the light side is that any one of us can make a difference, and that, I'm just going to tell the light side, and then the light side, and just any one of us can make a difference, and we can really do it. Mm-hmm.
So I have a question. If you tune into your heart right now, if you just tune into your heart, is there anything you'd like to say or like to get across?
Actually, yes. We have a product now, and if you know anyone or are anyone, of course you are. I'm so sorry. I'm saying this wrong. So if you know anyone, maybe people like you could help us carry our lemonade, because I think it's pretty good, and that we are also looking for investors that that can help us carry our dream along.
Okay. And you have a booth here, and you're going to be here most of the weekend? Or part of the weekend?
I am going to be here, I think just today, but
okay.
I'm going to be here till 5.
Okay, great. So,
Yep.
So Vivienne will be around.
Hope to see you guys
And
there.
what are your dreams? Do you have any dreams coming up, or is there things that really excite you or you're passionate about? And it doesn't have to deal with lemonade. I mean,
okay.
But it could be deal with lemonade.
I'm just really excited for child slavery to end, and I think that people like you and people like me can actually really do that. And so I'm really excited for that, because this is actually like working, and I'm really excited, really excited.
Great. Thank you, Vivienne. This is not easy
Sure.
to come up on the stage.